Hi, I'm Angie from Frontline Forward.
And I'm Kayla. And today on the podcast, we discuss the Neurooptimal Neurofeedback Program and how important it is to stay in the present moment.
Hope you enjoy the episode as much as we did.
Welcome to the Frontline Forward podcast. I'm your host, Brian Stevens. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with us, whether you're just getting out of bed or whether you're just going to bed. Thank you. It's going to be a fun show. I know these two girls here with me are going, no, it's not. But yes, it is. It's going to be a great show. We're trying to just get out to everybody what Frontline Forward is all about. We're trying to get the message out about the very special feel and what we do around here. And we've got two girls here this morning to explain all about our neurofeedback system, Neurooptimal Neurofeedback. So it should be interesting. I'm sure that most, if not all of you, haven't got a frickin' clue what I'm talking about. But once you hear these two girls talk, I'm sure you're going to want to run down here and sign up for a session. So how about that? Lots going on in the region of Waterloo over the last little while. We've had some big calls. We had a huge call here last night. Unfortunately, a fatality out on the highway. Our firefighters that were in here training early this morning were talking to me about it. So big call. Had the air ambulance called in. So the guys were inquisitive with me as to the role of the air ambulance crew when they got there, and just watching that aircraft land and take off was challenging in just a sense of where the location where it was. So I just explained to the guys what that was all about. We had a big fire here in town. We had a whole row of townhouses that went up, big 3-4 alarm fire. So we're talking to the guys about that. So that's the beauty of Frontline, that we can communicate and talk with our first responders and essential workers about what's going on. But hey, enough about me and enough about all that. I'd like to welcome Kayla. How do you say your last name?
Howarth.
Howarth.
There you go.
See, I knew that.
7 years later, you figured it out.
Yeah, 7 years later, I finally figured it out. So, Kayla Howarth, thank you for taking time out of your day.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
There you go. The crowd even likes you.
Oh,
there
honored.
You go. And my lovely and beautiful wife, Miss Angie Stevens. Good morning. Are you really excited about being here?
I'm nervous.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
What do you got?
I like to be behind the scenes.
Yes. Okay, so let's kick this off then. And tell me your preference. A brown cow or a Caesar? Which one?
Depends on the night.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, how about tonight? Both.
Yeah, after this, right?
Should have had some before.
Yeah, should have had some
That's
before. Right. And if you could be a tree, what kind of tree would you be and why?
A maple tree.
A maple tree?
Because it changes colors.
Oh, and you change colors? I know that. You go from red to redder to
yes, exactly.
yeah. And Kayla, you got a lot going on. You got school coming up.
Yeah.
What are you in school for?
Social work.
Social work.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So you're going to come back here and work for us as a social worker?
Yep. Just move down the hall.
Just move down the hall, take out one of those offices.
Yep. Yeah. I know which one I want.
Is that right?
Yeah. Got it all planned out.
I like it. I like your plan.
Thank you. I'm
absolutely.
glad. Yeah, I guess I should have asked, but.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So where are you going to school?
I'm going to be going to University of Waterloo in September. Ooh. Yes. I graduated from Laurier this year, so switching it up.
Switching it up?
Yep.
And why?
Well, Laurier's social work program is in Brantford, and I don't want to live in Brantford. So,
don't want to go to Brantford?
Yep, UW it is. And it's a really great program. It has a co-op, too, so I'm really looking forward to that part of it.
Yeah, awesome. And what, you'll 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 7 years?
That'll take me 2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
And then you'll be good to go.
Sure will.
Watch out.
Yeah, you're my first client.
Ooh.
Ready?
Oh boy, there's lots there,
That's what I want.
and you
It would be
already
good
have the
learning
insight into a
experience.
lot of it. So.
Yeah.
All right, so let's ask you. Let's say original craft dinner
Oh gosh,
versus the white cheddar craft dinner.
depends on the day.
Oh,
You got to switch it up.
There we go.
Yeah, or like one for lunch and the other one for dinner. That's my usual.
because you are the connoisseur of this.
Noodles, yes.
Yes,
That's it.
noodles.
Carbs.
Yeah. Yeah, we just, Kayla just did Ange and I a big favor. We finally got a weekend away and took off this last weekend. And Kayla moved in with Max, the wonder dog, for the weekend. And it's funny, you've done this now for us a couple of times.
Yep.
Taking care of our dogs.
Yep.
And, you know, like with everybody else, you want to make sure everything's nice and everything's all set up. And we go, what would you like to eat? And you go, seriously?
That's a question still.
That's a question still.
Doesn't change.
So Angie rushes out and buys all the craft dinner that she can off the
Costco
shelves.
case of KD and we're set.
Costco case of KD, and but you survived on that like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why not?
Yeah, exactly. See, my thing is I need to do it while I can. While I'm still young, got that metabolism.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to ride it out.
Yeah, do it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Going to.
What do you think of garden gnomes?
They're creepy.
Are they creepy?
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Don't like them?
Nope.
Why not?
They're creepy.
Why?
I don't know. That's a complex question.
It is a complex question. Okay, listen, enough about some what's going on and enough about the questions there. It's time to get down to what you two are here about. So, Neuroptimal neurofeedback, what is this thing? Like, what's it all about?
It's just a different way of training your brain.
Retrain your brain.
Yes. Keep your brain healthy.
Okay, and why do we need to retrain our brains?
Because so many people get stuck in a certain pattern and they just continue to think that way. So with the Neuroptimal neurofeedback system, it helps trigger that thinking and open it to new thinking.
Open it to new thinking.
Yes.
More organized thinking.
Yes.
And right now, that's in this crazy ass world in which we're living in. That's changing by the day, literally. Sometime by the hours in the day. I think that's important. I think it's important for people to have alternative measures to keeping themselves healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you had to explain neurofeedback, like, what the hell does this thing do? Because people at home are sitting there and they're going, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Retrain my brain. What are you talking about? So,
Well, it's a software program that has a mathematical background. So it's working with your central nervous system.
all right. And
And so when you're going through...
Angie's reading from her notes right now.
And when you're going through the session, which we'll get into more detail what it all involves, but you'll hear the system is gathering information and then letting you know that information needs to be changed. So it's correcting your brain at the... Not correcting your brain, but...
Well, my brain needs correcting, let me tell you. Yeah.
It just makes adjustments along the session.
Okay, and you say adjustments, so can you elaborate that?
Yeah. So it's a 33-minute session, and it's nice. You're sitting in a nice lazy boy chair. You can do it with the lights on or the lights off. So many of our clients prefer the lights off, and they relax, and so it's music, and it's not your everyday music. It's a relaxing. Some of the program is almost like a tribal music, or like the waterfalls.
Yeah,
a
a lot of the music reminds me of things that you would hear during meditations.
Yes,
They're just very calming.
calm and relaxing,
Yeah.
And so then as you're going though, if you don't explain the process. They think that there's something wrong with the program because all of a sudden you hear this clicking sound.
Okay.
And that's the adjustments that the neurooptimal system is making.
So let's just talk about that. You say making adjustments. How does it make that adjustment?
It brings your brain back to the present moment. Yes. So most of our brains, we function and learn in patterns.
Okay.
So our brain gets stuck in the unhealthy patterns of getting lost. And a lot of that is unconscious. Yeah. Think about how many things you do in a day that you don't think about and you're just doing it, like driving it.
Yeah.
You don't consciously think about or make decisions. You just do it. So
that's quite prevalent the way people drive.
Yeah. No, especially me. Lala. Oh my gosh, it's squirrel.
Oh, la.
Yeah. But so the neurooptimal neurofeedback brings your brain back to the present moment so you can take in the information that is actually pivotal to making decisions and changing your thought patterns.
Interesting. Interesting. So it's all about thought process.
Yeah, and bringing you back to the present moment and taking in the information that's actually present to you, because our brains do not take in as much information as you would think.
So it helps to make you more resilient so that you can make those.
Oh, there's the buzzword, resilient.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the new buzzword in the mental health field. Yeah. Yeah.
To make you, just so you're aware and to be able to make better decisions.
Yeah, conscious decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's really prevalent, and I want to make sure that we get that across to our listenership that that's what goes on, and I'll speak to it from a PTSD perspective, because in post-traumatic stress disorder, it's a dissociative order. I don't know if it's necessarily a mental health issue. I think it's more of a dissociative issue. But what you do is you lose that aspect of being present, of being here now, and dealing with, because you get that fight or flight response where all you want to do is run, or you want to stand there and fight. Yep. And I think it's interesting that you make that comment, because being present is what it's really all about.
And it's so difficult to be present.
It is.
That's why there's all those quotes that go famous is be present. Like, enjoy this moment. Take a second to breathe and take in everything around you, because as humans, we don't. We're always trying to be 5 steps ahead, and that is kicking us in the butt.
Sure it is.
We don't enjoy the present moment.
You can say ass if you want to.
I can swear? Oh,
yeah, you can.
What if my grandma listens? I can't.
That's right.
And like we've talked about, like future tripping, they call it, that you're always looking out till tomorrow to see, you're worrying about what tomorrow brings instead of just staying present with today and doing the best that you can today.
Right, and I've had it explained to me that, and it's, I guess, most bastardized or just simple aspect, anxiety.
Yep.
Anxiety is about worrying about tomorrow.
Yes.
Yep.
Or worrying about yesterday.
Yep.
So if you're worried about either or both, you're not present.
Yep.
So if you're not present, then how do you
feel like you're floating and
right?
Yeah.
So how do you come up with the answers or come up with the solutions or the game plan to deal with whatever you're dealing with?
Yeah, and it's hard to enjoy the moment then.
Absolutely.
If you're always looking out.
Now, I've also heard, so I need you guys to explain, as humans, we're right or left brain dominant thinkers.
Yep.
To start with. And then as we go through life and experience what we do, we get to be right or left brain dominant thinkers with a thought process. Now, I've heard neurofeedback does exactly that. Excuse me, neurofeedback just it helps your brain, retrains your brain through that clicking system that you hear, that start including the other part of your brain in thought processes. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Is that what it does, sort of, kind of, maybe?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Interesting. So who can do this thing, or who should do this thing? Those are two big questions.
Anybody.
Anybody?
Yes.
Anybody can do it?
Yes.
Everybody should do it.
Yes.
Yeah. If you can optimize your brain,
Right.
why not do it?
Yeah.
There you go. There's the answer right there.
And with everyone in their lived experiences goes through something that changes the way that they think or the way that they process information whether you live a picture perfect life or a traumatic life, your brain function will change. So why not bring it back to the optimal state if you have the opportunity to?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because it can help. Doesn't matter what job you're doing. It just helps.
Are you looking at my questions? Because that was one of the questions.
No.
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 So it doesn't matter what kind of job you do?
No.
No.
I've read a lot about
Everybody
athletes
needs-
using it.
Okay.
Because they obviously, as an athlete, you need to be in the present moment and pick up information very quickly. So I've heard of a lot of athletes
Yeah.
using it for their training.
Wow.
Yeah, for sports and
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Ange, why was it important for you and for Frontline to get involved with the whole neurofeedback system?
Well, we just heard so much about it. I didn't realize it's been around since 1996.
Okay.
But it was just another modality to have here at Frontline in regards to just helping to keep our first responders healthy. They're in the gym working out, so they're keeping their body healthy, and they go to a massage and chiropractor that way too. But it just gives you that other element of keeping your brain healthy.
Interesting. So, I mean, it's important for us to get it because, we're talking about first responders here, but it's important to get it, let people know that this really can be done and should be done by all of us.
Yeah, I did it for the first time around exam season because I think I was up for 48 hours. Just,
Okay.
I take school very seriously and I get very worried about how I will do. So I could not sleep. I did the neurofeedback and I'd say for the next month at least I had no issues sleeping.
No kidding.
So, and that was just exam stress. But I knew I was in that constant unhealthy thinking pattern of what if I fail?
Yeah.
What if? And then
So you're worrying about tomorrow.
yes.
Yeah. Instead of
Is
being
it A
here.
or B? I don't know. So but I was stuck in that process. So doing the neuro helped me relax enough and come back to the present moment and realizing, to do an exam, I maybe should sleep. Then
Yeah.
I can maybe study, and just being present really made a difference for me and made it so I could sleep, which I still don't really understand how that made me sleep, but it did.
Yeah.
And that's what we're hearing too. It's the focus. In regards to one client with a concussion, she said it helped with the brain fog, that it made her easier to focus. So we see those changes, and it's nice to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So walk us through a session. How does this thing, what happens? Do I got to sit there and feel like jolts of electricity going through me every once in a while? Or
No, it will not be a traumatic experience.
All right.
Yeah, so
Good.
you just come on in. We will give you some paperwork. So at the beginning, it'll ask you questions about the different things that you're experiencing in your life. I wouldn't say symptoms, but just different things that go on in your everyday. A lot of it's like you're sleeping.
And why is that important to fill that paperwork out?
I'd say the most important part is so you are aware of, and a lot of people don't question everything that's going on in their life since they are always looking 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So, and then you can look back later on after a few sessions to see the difference and see the progress and change that is happening in your life because of the system. So I think that's the main reason that we do it, so people can actually track their progress.
Because
There you go.
it also comes with a wish list. What do you want help with?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why are you doing the
Yeah.
neurofeedback? What are your goals? Where
So
do
if
you
I
want to
wish
see the
for $1
change?
million, will
I
it give me
mean,
that?
if you have an optimal brain, maybe
you
you can make it happen.
If I start using the other half of my brain, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe I'll get that $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's also a sheet that we get them to fill out, again, what they want to get out of neuro. And they take that home with them, and they're supposed to put it away until they do a few sessions of neuro. So then they can go back to it and say, I don't have that.
Yeah, I made these shifts. I did this
Yeah.
progression.
That-
Yeah.
Okay, so I come in to this beautiful facility. I get met by you at the front desk
hi.
reception, and I fill out the paperwork.
Yep.
And I think, while I'm listening to you talk, I think one of the big things there too is the biggest thing to which I think human beings, this is our biggest flaw. Number one flaw, and I've talked about this in a number of talks that I've done at colleges and with different groups, and it always astonishes people, but when they really think about it, they go, okay, that makes sense. And I say to people, I go, what do you think is the number one thing as humans that we suck at? Some of us are okay at it. Most of us are bad at it. Some of us are really bad. And then some of us are just terrible.
Yeah.
And it's one word, and it's called honesty.
Yep.
It's the number one thing. So if you're being honest with yourself and answering the questions that are on there, maybe you're going to see those results clearer.
Absolutely.
Right? But if you're not honest on that paperwork, then you're going, well, that was bullshit. I didn't really get anything out of it. And go, but what did you expect? When you come in there and write down, I'd like $1 million, like, yeah, well, good luck with that. But I think what it comes down to is just, it's honesty. And as humans, and I don't mean to alarm or scare people, but it's that honesty thing. Yeah. If we're honest with ourselves, if we're able to look at ourselves in the mirror and go, I don't really like you today. Or you go, hey, you're pretty cool. You got it going on today, but I think that's what it comes down to. So I keep interrupting you here.
That's
so,
okay. But that's a fair point, because if you're not aware of it, how can you change it?
Yeah.
There's no way that you
Okay, so I'm being honest. I'm being met by one of you two fine ladies at the reception. I'm filling out the paperwork, and I'm honest. So where do we go from here?
Then we go back to the neuro room. Like Angie was saying before, you get to sit in that big, comfortable chair.
Okay.
Of course, if you have any questions, we will answer them.
Okay.
And then there are 5 EEG sensors. So 2 of them go on the top of your head,
Okay.
and then 3 of them go on your ears.
Okay.
Those are the part that freaks some people out because, wires attached to your head can look a little intimidating, but it's just sending information to the NeuroOptimal program. There's nothing coming back. So you won't be doing that jolting or anything.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right.
Yep. Nothing gets put into your system. So there's that. And then we give you a set of headphones, and music plays for 33 minutes. So you just get to sit back and relax at that point.
That's all you do.
That's it.
Just sit and let it happen.
Yep.
And that's what we're finding. So many clients are saying, it just gave me that 33 minutes to sit and relax. And so many people don't give themselves that
33
time,
minutes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
How freaking bizarre is that? To find 33 minutes out of your day.
Yep.
Can't do it.
And so
Sure.
many of them say it goes by so quickly
Right.
that they could
And do
have
people fall asleep?
All the time.
all the time.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you have to wake them up?
Yep. I'm surprised I haven't got a
I
quick shove or something. Yep.
open the door quietly and then leave it for a little bit.
So what do you do?
for the
Stand
young-
back and sort of tickle them on the nose, or
I will close the door and then open it again and hope that they hear
hear
it.
then
Yeah.
close it louder, and
Yeah.
then
Or the psst.
yeah.
Because they get very, very relaxed.
Oh, yeah.
Clients.
So you hook somebody up, and then you guys start the program from the laptop, right? The
Yep.
NeuroOptimal program,
Yeah.
and then Ange, what happened? So you said this funky alternative tribal kind of music just plays along.
It just plays along, and with the headphones on, they do hear the little clicking sound.
So it makes a click sound.
It does,
Okay.
yeah. And so a couple of clients said it sounds like the music skipping. So,
Yeah.
so when we were first doing it, that they thought, oh, something's wrong with it. You're new.
So what does it make the click sound?
Because that's the information to change things around to get you back to the
So that's
present.
what's retraining your brain.
Yep.
Correct.
That is
That click.
that's
the
the NeuroOptimal neurofeedback
Yeah.
program. That's what does the training for your brain.
Okay.
That quick millisecond pause in the music.
Yeah, it says it does it 200 and sometimes in a second.
267, I think.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes.
In a second.
What?
The system is,
Reading your
yeah,
Really?
the information that's, yeah.
Wow.
Can you believe there's that much going on up there at once?
Oh boy.
Right?
I know that some days there's nothing going on up there, but
Negative 200? Yeah.
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 Yeah. So what it's doing, it's talking to your body the same way your central nervous system does. That's what the mathematical part of the program
Okay.
is doing.
Okay, so it makes, so can I influence that click? Can I make it go quicker, slower?
No.
I can't.
You can try,
Yeah.
Yeah?
but it won't work.
Or-
Won't work?
No.
I'm going to try it.
I'll pat you on the back when it doesn't work.
And so okay, I do the session. So I could be sitting in the chair working on my laptop.
Yep.
You can, yeah.
Read a book?
They say that doesn't affect it if you decide, yeah.
Yeah, the only rule of thumb is don't rip off the wires.
Yeah.
Everything else you can do as you please.
Please, yeah.
Can I stand up?
You could.
Yeah, we had one client that, at that point he just didn't feel comfortable sitting.
Okay.
And he stood through it.
Okay,
He sits now.
Yes.
there you
yeah.
go. Okay, so I'm done a session. I fall asleep or I don't fall asleep. You guys wake me up, and then what happens?
We unhook you, and we usually ask for feedback at that time. We always say don't expect a lot from your first session. Give it a chance. Go home. But it's funny. We had a client yesterday, and we noticed the difference from when she came in to when she left.
The complete shift in her demeanor. It was crazy.
Yeah, she just said, I'm going home, and I think I'm just going to have a nap. I feel great. And she signed up for the package to have the more sessions, because she said, if I feel this way already, I want to continue.
Yeah, she said she will come every day if she can leave feeling that relaxed.
Yeah.
So really, I guess that's what this thing breaks down to, is just it's giving you that 33 minutes out of your day for you.
Yes.
Yep.
And we need, as humans, like most of us, if not all of us, live busy lives.
Yep.
Got lots going on. So to take that time and energy to come to the gym, now I say you're taking time out of your day to go to the gym and work out, but you're still, you're at the gym. You're not worrying about whatever you're worrying about, but you're still working hard. The body's working hard, or hopefully you are when you're here. Or you can just come here and talk in the gym, as some of our clients do too. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
But you could, but to actually take time, and Kaylee, you mentioned this earlier on, just to be with you.
Yep. Which
It's kind of
a lot of people are scared of that.
scary thing. Scared to be with you. Scared to be silent.
Yeah.
Because, like, how many times have you heard, well, I sit there and my brain just goes. It just, I'm thinking about groceries. I'm thinking about, oh my God, the
Yes.
car, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. The to-do list. Right?
Yeah, not
The
in the
to-do
present
list.
moment.
No.
Right, and not
Yeah.
being present. So I finish up a session. You girls unhook me. We talk about it. I give you some feedback, and I go, should I come back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like training for any other kind of skill. The more you do it, the better you will get at it.
Awesome answer.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome answer.
And we mentioned to the client it's up for them to set how often they think.
Okay.
But you do have to get into a routine
Sure you
to
do.
see if it's going to work for
Well, you eat every day, right?
Yep.
You have something to eat.
Yep.
And then too, it's like when you go to the chiropractor, sometimes you go because you have an issue,
Okay.
and you have to go like once a week until you're back feeling better.
Right.
And then you go maybe once a month for maintenance. So that's what Neuroptimal also hopes, that in the beginning you might have to go more to get feeling in a better place, and then it's like a maintenance to keep you there.
Right. Because I've heard people around the gym talking about that, going, I'd like to do it, but I don't know if I can. I don't know how many times I'm going to need to go, and I don't know if I want to take that time out of my daily routine, my week routine, and oh my God, I don't know, so I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. And people like being told what to do. So us saying it's up to you and you have to decide something for yourself scares a lot of people.
People, because then
A lot
Some
of
people like being told what to do.
I love it. 'Cause then I can blame someone else when something goes wrong.
So doing this, the neurooptimal thing, so can it injure my brain in any way?
No.
No.
Nope. Since
I'm just
nothing-
asking dumb
yeah.
questions. I see you
It's a
flicking your
fair-
eyes at me.
It's a fair question though. When you see the wires on the head,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's a fair question, but nothing
Okay.
goes into your system.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just using your auditory sense.
So it can't hurt my brain.
No.
It can just help.
Correct.
Right. So if I'm taking medications for whatever reason, can I still do this?
You can.
Yeah. And it's not going to affect that?
And it depends on what medication you're on. We recommend if they're feeling that, oh, do I need that medication? We recommend you go back to see your doctor and let them know what you're doing before you make any changes to
Right.
that.
So, Kayla, I want to get back because you had mentioned, and this is where I hear people talking about the neurofeedback, neurooptimal neurofeedback around here. Did you come in with the aspect that you wanted to have better sleep patterns, or did you just do it to do it?
I did it for the sleep because it was to the point where it was pushing or over 48 hours of not sleeping. And then I knew that that was just going to create a whole other snowball effect of issues. So I came in with the intent to fix my sleeping pattern, and it definitely has helped me manage my sleeping.
Yeah, because you know what? We've been warned and great big that we can't say that it does this and it does that and all that. So we're being respectful of that.
Yep.
Under the professional aspect. Can we say that it treats certain symptoms or ailments? Not really. But the science is behind this thing. 100% the science, because this thing came out of the large university psychology departments, didn't it? Like in the United States, the larger institutions, and then somebody with a brain, bigger brain, put together that mathematical equation, put that down where it's easier to deliver. You don't have to go to those large centers. But I mean, I think that's pretty amazing. So did you see a difference right away?
Yeah, like that night,
That
I
night.
could actually sleep. And then it did last for quite a long time, too, for myself.
Okay.
Like for a month, I didn't feel like I was struggling with my sleep so much. But I was doing the neurooptimal neurofeedback weekly.
There you go.
Yep.
And that's what we find. It promotes the healthy sleeping habits. Then,
Yeah.
right?
I-
And that's what you need.
I mean, if there's one thing we want to get out to people, is that what it's all about?
Yes.
Maybe we can help you sleep better.
Yeah. If that's, yeah.
Well,
If
yeah,
that's what
'cause
you're
sleep is
struggling
so important.
Yeah.
It's the staple.
Yep.
You got to sleep. So if you're sleeping and your nutrition is fairly good and you're hydrating yourself and you're exercising, all the things you can do here at Frontline, that leads to a healthier and happier life.
Yeah, and you can make those better decisions and be more present.
You can be more focused then if you're sleeping well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty amazing that that you come in with that,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it is, and you noticed that right away.
Yeah. And then there was also things in my life since I had to do that checklist sheet at the beginning of the different things that I was experiencing in my life. It made me realize where I needed shifts that I was completely ignorant to. Mm-hmm. And then after doing the training and looking at the checklist again, I was like, I can't believe I was struggling with that for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
So this fits into the whole social work thing.
I think I'm so glad that you guys brought this here because I truly believe everyone could benefit from it.
I agree. We've watched some pretty amazing things around here.
Oh, yeah. We have some pretty good stories of the people that we've done the neurooptimal neurofeedback with.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some story. It's story time.
My favorite.
So, Ange, tell us, both of you can jump in here, but just tell us about some stories. Obviously, we're not going to talk about people specifically, but let's just hear some of this so that people can go, really?
Yeah.
That's
Because this
what went
really
on
is
there.
one of those things that you don't hear about too often, and it's the best way that you can explain it is through people's lived experiences.
Yeah.
That
So
way
it's-
it actually makes sense.
And sometimes it might not come from our client, it'll come from a family member that
Yeah.
Okay.
notices the change.
Yes.
Okay, so let's hear some stories.
I think we're probably thinking about the exact same
Yeah.
person, because it was one of our first clients that we did
Yes.
the neurooptimal neurofeedback with, and he's in high school, and his mom came in and said to me, "You gave me my kid back."
No
like,
kidding.
in full tears, and that was like, I was like, "Whoa!" How I don't know how to respond to that.
And what did she mean by that? You gave me my kid back.
She said that he was acting like he was before he started struggling with his mental health.
Okay.
And she was like, he enjoys life again.
Uh-huh.
And everything that she was saying sounded like he was just present again.
Yeah.
And he wasn't.
Communicating.
Yeah. Yes. Because he started going to school again.
Yeah.
He started working. Yeah.
Amazing.
And when he first came in, he was so quiet. Not, I guess we could say kind of withdrawn.
Yes. He was very dissociated from reality.
Yeah, didn't want
There's that whole dissociative thing coming back in. Yep.
Yeah, just didn't want to communicate with anybody around him. And now when he comes in, because he comes just pretty well just for maintenance
Yep.
reasons.
And now he comes by himself,
By
too, which
himself,
I think is
yes.
huge. He
Yeah.
used to stand. Now he sits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just is so much more comfortable with us, chats away to us when we're hooking him up, and
Yep, his mom was saying he actually participates in family dinners now. He's excited to go back to school, where school used to be the worst thing. He absolutely despised it, and now he's super excited to move forward with it. So, yeah, that's a very good story, because you see how it transcends all aspects of your life, your family, your friends, your education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we need to hear some more stories, some positive stories there, because people, if people can hear you guys talk about this thing, hear about the transitions that you see in people, I think it's going to encourage them to walk through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier in regards to the a concussion case, and it was just that she had said now the brain fog had cleared for her, and she
You
said
hear people say that all the time,
yeah.
brain fog.
And so I asked her what she meant by that, and she said, well, it was just hard to focus on making decisions at work. She was struggling at that, and she said now she could, make those decisions. It seems so much easier. She didn't realize how much it was affecting her until she was feeling better.
Well, and you know what? I've been around the hockey world for a long, long time and dealt with concussion-related stuff for a long time here. And, that's what people don't understand is that concussion, sure, you've got the trauma to the brain that's happening from whatever concussion-related situation, but it's the long-term effects of the concussions that have such a huge impact on your life. And if neurofeedback can assist in some way in helping you sleep better, maybe you can face the challenges of whatever you're facing with concussion-related stuff and get healthier quicker. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So all ages?
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Right from the little ones to the big ones.
I think even here alone,
'Kay.
we've done, ages 7 to 87? All over the spectrum. High school, college.
And people are coming in with just various related, like why they're coming in, they're various related stuff.
Exactly.
And a lot of people do it, at least the people that I've talked with, as a last resort kind of thing. And that is, when I did it for myself, that's what I felt like. Because I did the prescriptions for anxiety. I did the talk therapy and everything. So I knew by the textbook how to control things, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
So I felt like I knew everything that I needed to do, but my body still did that panic. It still couldn't sleep. And then the neurofeedback made me feel it.
Nice. Nice. So
And
you're
that's
seeing...
that's why I'm excited to do social work, so I can do the talk therapy, but then also this, because I think that they amazingly go hand in hand, because the neuro helps with the subconscious and then the talk therapy helps with your conscious thoughts.
Absolutely. So so you've seen some pretty amazing transformations then here with people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes
Yeah,
a
like
little
the
bit of time.
lady yesterday, she said that she's coming every day if she can leave that relaxed. But then we also have a couple of people that it's taken a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think it also comes down to a lot of your mindset. If you think it's not going to work, you can convince yourself of anything.
Yeah.
The placebo effect type
Yeah.
of thing. So some people were hesitant, but they kept coming back. So it's clearly doing something.
I think that's a great comment, Kayla, because I think it's prevalent and relevant to just about everybody
Yeah.
in the aspect of if you're going to your chiropractor and going, this is bullshit. I'm going because I have the benefits and I'm going to go and I don't really think it's going to work.
Yep.
Maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
But if you go in with an open mind, like we've got some not so traditional ways of dealing with your physical and mental health here. And if you go in with a closed mind, the likelihood of you improving is pretty limited.
If you lock the door, you're not getting through.
There you go. And I think that's what we need to get across to people with the neurofeedback is come in. Yes, it's alternative. Yes, it's a little out there. It's different.
Yeah.
But why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
No.
Yes, and you just get to sit there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very glad that it's here because there's a bit of stigma or just a trend, especially with first responders, to not talk. And you guys resist the talk therapy, which teach their own.
Yeah.
But anyone can sit in a chair for 33 minutes. So I think it's a great start for people that maybe aren't ready to do the talk therapy.
Yeah, so it's a nice
Ready
bridge.
to see it.
Yes, or they've done it enough, and like myself, I think I've learned all of the principles, and I still just need something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that very nice transition, or just something different.
Yeah. I see it as being, I'm hearing you guys talk. It sounds like it's a nice start,
Yes.
or it's a nice bridge to maybe something bigger and better. And if you're coming to the gym all the time,
Just give you that one more step.
give you that
Plan.
one
Yep.
more step. So how does it make you guys feel when you see these transformations like you do?
Pretty good.
Yes.
I think it'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, like when that mom said to me, "You gave me my kid back," that was one of those moments that I will remember forever, because I talked to her the first day they came in, and she was talking about, and I can only imagine the pain that you'd feel seeing someone that you love so much struggling. So hearing the difference that it made, not only for him, but his family.
Yeah.
So that made me think about how many lives are being changed just by him coming.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to listen.
Must be it's a feel-good thing, right?
It's rewarding.
It is.
There you go. It
Very
is.
rewarding.
And so long term, I can expect that maybe I need to come back once a week, once a month, once a year. I don't know.
Yeah, and especially our younger client,
Yeah.
he seems to know now that
Okay.
he's tried to go out 2 weeks, and that was
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
That was
And-
too long. Yeah.
he decided.
So what does he notice?
I don't know if it's just the uncertainty or that he just.
Well, it's
It's
going to be
hard to
different for
explain.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for myself, I know because, like I was talking about before, I feel my anxiety.
Yeah.
And I can feel my stress. So I feel my heart rate going up, and I tell myself, okay, everything's okay. You're on top of this, but my heart rate's still going. I still can't catch my breath. So
Right.
that's when I'm like, okay, my body is subconsciously doing all of these things. I should probably go for neuro, and then I can breathe again.
Just breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It
that
sounds
central
simple,
nervous
but that is
system, right?
hard to do.
Well, that's why I tattooed it on my arm, and you did too, just
Yep.
from that aspect, because when we're in those moments and, have I been diagnosed with anxiety? No, but yes, it goes right along with post-traumatic stress disorder. For me, it's where I started to identify it
Yep.
as being in those anxious moments where you can't catch your breath. When you feel your heart rate going whatever it's going at, right? So it is simple just to go, well, just breathe, honey. Just breathe. And you go, do you know how freaking hard it is to just breathe when
you're
whatever's
thinking
going on?
about
In that moment.
what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do yoga and we do meditation and we do the gym and we do everything else. So why not just, why not put another tool in your toolbox?
Yeah.
Or just say, okay, everything else isn't working. I think it's bullshit.
Yep.
Let's try something else. And I think that's
Give you a fresh start.
And I don't think, why is it that people don't hear about neurofeedback? I don't know. It's kind of bizarre to me. If it's doing such amazing things like this, why it's
It
not.
blows my mind too, especially since I'm in school. I'm learning about all of these things.
Yeah.
Why is it not talked about more? I have no idea.
Wow.
Realistically,
I see maybe a career ahead of you. You could be the neurofeedback girl.
I'll do
there
it
you
all.
go. We'll have you on buses and billboards and everything going.
I don't know about that,
Okay,
but
that's a little too far.
I'll run it for you. Just don't put my face on anything.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, this has been it's been interesting. I think it's really important that we get out to people that this is a nice, healthy, simple alternative. Something that you can't influence. But certainly from the testimonials, from the people that you said that have had just tremendous, absolutely tremendous shifts in their lives.
Yeah.
It's important to get this message out. And so we have it here at Frontline. Mm-hmm. When's it available?
It's available 6 days a week,
Okay.
Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
We range from during the day to into the evening hours
Okay.
to try to help with
Right.
everyone's schedules.
And how much is this going to cost me?
The first session is $60.
Yep. $67.80 with tax.
Tax.
$67.80 with tax.
Yep.
Can't forget about the tax, man.
Yes. So the initial session is a little bit more expensive just because of the paperwork we go through to try to
Yeah, it's a lot longer of a session.
And then after that, it's $50. And then right now we've set up because we know.
Oh, here comes the sales pitch.
Yes.
Here it comes.
It's a good one. It'll
All
save
right.
you money.
Yeah.
Listen
All
up.
right. All
Listen
right.
up.
We know most clients, once they realize and they do their first one, it seems like we've had a good track record that they want to come back. So
Okay.
we set up a 4-session package, which is $165 plus tax. So it brings down each session down to $42. So that really
Is
helps.
that with tax? Okay. Just want to make sure that's with tax.
That's too much
Plus
math.
tax, yeah.
There's a lot of math there.
Yeah, so
Numbers are not my
It just
friend.
makes it, more affordable because it isn't a modality that can be used on your insurance.
And
if you
I
have
think that's why
benefits.
it's not so common and
Right.
it's so unheard of.
Right.
Yeah,
Because it's not covered.
it's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
covered yet.
It's
so-
not covered, but the big word is yet.
yet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
those people are working at that.
Yep.
The psychologists and the social work world and the rest of it, they're working on this because they see the value in it. I've talked to a number of professionals in this area that agree with this 100%. It's just we got to convince the insurance companies, the providers, that this does have the tremendous effects that it does and outcomes that it does. So we're working at it. I promise you we're working at it hard.
Yep.
And eventually I think we are going to get there.
Oh, it's just a matter of
Tough time.
definitely
Yeah.
just a matter of time.
You know, a real simple thing. You come in and listen to some funky alternative music, maybe have a sleep,
Yep.
Or just sit and be with yourself, do a little self-reflection for a little bit. Again, we can't influence this thing. We just let it go. So should I be worried if I come in and this thing is just going click, 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 click?
No.
No?
No.
No.
Just think you're getting more training.
Right.
Yeah.
It just means I got an active brain, right?
Exactly.
And I just need to
Wants to put you on track.
and I just got to put that into a nice, formable sort of approach to things, right? Yeah. Instead of being all over the place. But I can't influence it. It just it happens for me. And again, we want to make sure that we can't say to the people that it treats specific things. but it certainly helps. I think the number one thing that we can get out to people, it can start with sleep. And we have the testimonials. We have that right here. So I can phone in. I can go online and book a session, or I can phone in.
You sure can.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Are you going to be on the phone?
Sure.
Sure you are.
If it's you calling,
If it's me, they're going to go,
grab it.
I thought you weren't supposed to be behind the desk. What are you doing touching that? All right. Is there anything else you guys want to get out about neuroptimal neural feedback? This is your time. It's your time to shine.
Just come and see us.
Come and see us. Can you say it's going to have an effect for me? Yes.
I think it will change everyone's life in the way that they need it. Because if you're coming in, or if you're searching for something to help you with your wellness, there's something that needs to change in your life.
Good answer.
So you need to, or optimizing your brain function will allow you to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. We've had lots of great testimonials here. I hear people talk about it all the time. So give yourself a break. Give yourself
Do yourself a favor.
Do yourself a favor.
Please.
That's
And come on in for sure.
Take the break, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, girls.
Thank
Was it
you.
as bad as you thought?
No.
No, much better.
Now that it's at the end. Now that it's over with.
Now
Yeah.
that we get to go home.
And what's in that red Solo cup?
Just water.
All right.
Gotta wait for 5 for the tequila.
It's not noon yet, right?
It's not noon yet. Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you. Thanks for coming in and telling people about neuroptimal neurofeedback. And maybe we'll have you guys back on with some more stories. How's that? Yeah?
Sounds good.
You'll come back?
Sure.
Yeah,
Kayla will come
Only
back.
with
I will.
only if Kayla comes.
We're a
with me,
duo
right?
now.
All right.
Watch out.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you again for coming, taking time out of your day to explain this whole process to each and every person out there. Please stay healthy in this crazy time of staying healthy, but stay safe, stay strong, and check us out. Talk to you soon.